We often hear that manifesting the life of our dreams is difficult. They say you have to follow complicated rituals, spend hours visualizing, repeat elaborate affirmations, and constantly strive to raise your vibration. But what if I told you that quantum manifestation is actually surprisingly simple? So simple that almost no one practices it correctly. You are now immersed in a quantum field, an infinite space of possibilities. This field responds not to your effort, but rather to your state of alignment. Yet most people approach manifestation as a battle. They try to overcome their current reality through willpower, repeating affirmations they don't trust, visualizing results they deeply question, and forcing themselves to think positively while their bodies still vibrate with fear, scarcity, and stress. That's precisely where the whole system falls apart. In the quantum world, forcing something only generates resistance. Let's simplify elegantly. Quantum manifestation isn't about achieving what you want. It's about collapsing the version of reality in which you already have it. It's not about changing the external world first, but aligning with the reality that already exists. It's about incorporating the inner signal that draws this world to you. The quantum field contains all possibilities, success and failure, abundance and scarcity, love and loneliness, health and challenge. All already exist as waves of probability. But here's the crucial point. The wave only materializes in your reality when it encounters a coherent observer. This is you. Your focus, your attention, your emotions. They are the true shapers of reality. But most people get stuck in a cycle. They observe life from a place of fear. They focus on what's missing. They vibrate at the frequency of scarcity while trying to attract abundance. In quantum language, this is noise, not signal. We've been taught to chase what we want. But the true art of manifestation is becoming the version of yourself that no longer needs to chase. It's the version that remembers, I am already intertwined with the life I desire. The field is waiting for my signal. My role is not to try harder, but to become clearer. So why don't most people do this? Because the simplicity is disconcerting. Because letting go feels strange. Because surrendering to the search feels like giving up. But here's the paradox that almost no one mentions. The moment you stop needing so urgently, the field can finally deliver what you desire. Think of a time in your life when something came to you effortlessly. Maybe you met the right person by chance, received an opportunity you weren't even seeking, or had a brilliant idea without even trying. What's the common thread? You weren't clinging. You weren't forcing. You were open, aligned, available. This is quantum manifestation in action. Realize that quantum doesn't care what you say. It reads your energy. You can repeat, I am prosperous, 1,000 times. But if your body still emits fear, if your heart remains trapped in scarcity, if your nervous system is addicted to struggle, the field will reflect this chaos back to you. Not out of cruelty, but out of accuracy. So, here's the radical shift. Quantum manifestation begins when you stop focusing on getting and start focusing on being. You become the signal. You embody the vibration. You allow your internal state to guide, not external effort. But this raises a crucial question. What exactly does the quantum field respond to? Is it just thoughts, emotions, beliefs, or actions? And how do you align all these layers so they don't send conflicting messages? This is precisely where much manifestation teaching often fails.
They focused only on one aspect, usually thoughts or emotions, without addressing the deeper coherence of the system. They tell you to think positively without addressing the traumas stored in your body. They tell you to visualize without clearing the subconscious saboteur that prevents you from moving forward. They tell you to affirm success even while your nervous system is still preparing for failure. But the quantum field perceives the complete signal, the integrated and embodied signal. This is why alignment isn't just a mental game. It's a transformation of the body, system, and entire field. In the next step of this journey, we'll explore in detail how the quantum field actually works. We'll explore why the observer effect is so important, what wave collapse really means, and how your subconscious sends signals even when you don't realize it. We'll reveal the elegant mechanisms behind what seems like magic and show why manifestation works best when you stop trying so hard. So, here's an open-ended question for you, and I invite you to reflect on it as we prepare for the next step. In what area of your life are you pushing yourself so hard that you've become the very block you're trying to overcome? Are you ready to dive deeper into the quantum with me? Let's explore the mystery you've been skirting, often without realizing it. The quantum field doesn't respond to your desires, but to your coherence. Ultimately, quantum manifestation isn't just about isolated thoughts, emotions, or actions. It's about how these three elements align into a coherent signal that the field can interpret without distortion. Think of the quantum field as a cosmic translator. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions are aligned, the message is clear, the vibration is constant, and the field responds almost instantly. But when you think one thing, feel another, and act in a disconnected way, the message becomes jumbled. The field reflects not clarity, but chaos.
This is where the observer effect, a cornerstone of quantum physics, comes in. At the quantum level, particles exist in a state of pure possibility, called a wave function. But when an observer, you, focuses on a specific possibility, that wave collapses into a definite event, and reality solidifies. Choices crystallize. The invisible becomes visible. But here's the crucial point. The observer isn't just your conscious mind. The observer is also your subconscious. This means that even if you consciously desire abundance, if your subconscious is programmed for survival, scarcity, or fear, the field will pick up on this hidden transmission. Your subconscious becomes the true observer, collapsing a timeline you didn't consciously choose. This is why so many people feel trapped. They only align their superficial minds, but ignore the deeper programs running underneath. And in the quantum game, the subconscious always wins. But here's the gets even more fascinating. Scientists like Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton have demonstrated that the heart has a much stronger electromagnetic field than the brain. This heart field radiates and interacts with the vast quantum field around you. When your heart and brain are in coherence, you emit a unified and powerful signal. When they are misaligned, the signal becomes weak and fragmented. This is why trying to manifest with the mind alone so often fails. Without the emotional component, the real feeling of alignment, the quantum field doesn't receive a clear signal to reflect back. And this is precisely where most people go wrong. They believe they can think their way to change, when in reality, they need to feel their way to alignment. It's not enough to tell the field what you want. You need to become the vibrational match for what you desire. This means tuning your body, your breath, your nervous system, your beliefs, and your daily choices into harmony. It's not a one-time ritual. It's a living practice. Let's look at a real-world example. Imagine you want to manifest love. You can write affirmations, create vision boards, visualize your ideal partner.
But if deep down you carry wounds of unworthiness, if your nervous system is primed for rejection, if your heart is closed and afraid to open up, the quantum field senses all this tension.
He sees the contradiction, and what you get back is more desire, more searching, more connections that almost happen but don't materialize. It's not that the universe is punishing you, it's simply accurately reflecting your dominant frequency. So what's the shift? The shift is about entering coherence, feeling complete now, practicing the emotions of what you desire before even manifesting it, and embodying the state of already possessing it. Thus, the field can collapse this timeline into form. You become the frequency first, and the form comes later. It may sound complex, but here's a simple and profound truth. The more you let go of trying to control the outcome and focus on regulating your internal state, the faster the quantum field responds. That's why the title of this video says it's simple, but almost no one does it. The human mind loves to complicate things. We want 10 steps, 5 tricks, a guaranteed formula. But quantum isn't a machine. It's a mirror, a dance partner. It's alive, intelligent, and responsive. And it's waiting for you to approach it with a firm, embodied presence. So, I want to invite you to enter this practice now. Take a deep breath. Notice how your body feels as you listen. Notice where you're holding tension. Notice the stories that are playing in the background, and for a moment, just soften. Let the tightness relax. Allow the need to fix, force, or solve everything to dissolve. Feel what it's like to be right here and now, without needing anything to change. This is where your power begins. Before we continue, I want to invite you to something that helps anchor this transformation. If you're feeling a spark of recognition, if something inside you is lighting up right now, click the subscribe button. Enter this space, this conversation, this community. And in the comments, leave just one word, just one, that represents the energy you want to embody this week. It could be confidence, lightness, joy, whatever comes first is your signal. Share it, name it, let it become real. Because the moment you name it, you begin to align with that energy.
Have you ever realized that manifesting your dream life doesn't have to be complicated? Many people believe it requires elaborate rituals, perfect affirmations, or endless visualization. But the truth is, quantum manifestation is surprisingly simple. So simple that almost no one practices it correctly. Right now, you are immersed in a quantum field, an infinite space of possibilities. This field doesn't respond to effort or willpower. It responds to your alignment. Yet most people try to dominate reality with effort, repeating affirmations they don't believe in, visualizing results they doubt, and trying to think positively while their bodies remain trapped in fear, scarcity, and stress. And that's when the whole system falls apart. In the quantum world, forcing something creates resistance. Quantum manifestation isn't about getting what you want, it's about collapsing the version of reality where you already have it. It's not about changing the external world first, it's about becoming the signal that attracts that reality. The quantum field responds to coherence, to the vibration you emit. Your emotions, thoughts, and actions need to align, functioning as a single, clear signal. If you're thinking one thing, feeling another, and acting in a disjointed manner, the field only reflects chaos back to you. Therefore, trying to manifest with your mind alone or with actions alone often fails. The observer is not only the conscious mind, it's also the subconscious. Even if you consciously desire abundance, if your subconscious is trapped in fear or scarcity, it becomes the true observer, collapsing the timeline you didn't choose. This is why so many people feel stuck.
They're only aligning the surface, while the deep programs of the subconscious continue to dictate the results. And here's a fascinating fact. The heart has a much stronger electromagnetic field than the brain. When the heart and mind are in coherence, you send a powerful signal to the field. When they're misaligned, the signal fragments. Manifesting with just the mind, without the emotional component, is like trying to tune into a radio station without changing the dial. The field doesn't receive the correct frequency. The true practice of quantum manifestation is to feel before you do. It's to become the energy you wish to attract. If you desire abundance, practice feeling abundant now. If you desire love, start by loving yourself and opening your heart. If you desire health, care for your body with presence and gratitude. The less you try to control, the faster the field responds. Many fail because they fall into the trap of control. They obsessively monitor results, check bills, messages, or symptoms, and send conflicting signals to the field. The field doesn't understand superficial words or intentions. It reads energy. If your body, mind, or nervous system is in a state of alert or scarcity, that's what will be reflected. The power of manifestation begins when you break this cycle, not with frantic effort, but with simple, embodied practices. Breathe consciously. Place your hand on your heart. Ask yourself, what would the version of me that already has this do right now? And act from that place. Coherence happens when thoughts, emotions, and actions align. An entire system vibrating with a single signal creates a gravitational pull on the field, and reality begins to move in its direction. Practice daily. Feel abundance before money arrives. Vulnerability before finding love. Presence and care before achieving optimal health. Observe your emotions without judgment. Adjust your internal state when you feel out of alignment, and use your body as a compass. Each small step in coherence strengthens your quantum signal. Community matters too. We are energetic beings who co-regulate each other. Being surrounded by people who practice coherence and manifestation strengthens your own field. Healing and cultivating your external environment is part of the internal practice.
There is no finish line. Manifestation is not just about achieving things. It is about becoming a conscious co-creator of reality, living aligned with the field, moment by moment, choice by choice. You are the observer and the observed. You are the frequency and the form. You are the field and the wave. So reflect. Where are you still holding the steering wheel tightly? Where are you measuring, forcing, and trying to control? What would happen if you let go, just a little? Quantum manifestation begins when you stop trying to control and start aligning. It's an invitation to breathe, notice your frequency, choose coherence, and live the energy you want to attract. Now, participate. In the comments, share a word that captures the energy you want to carry from this moment on. Maybe it's confidence, fluidity, joy, or something uniquely yours. This word is a small but powerful quantum signal that you plant within yourself and in the field. Remember, manifestation is not performance, it's practice. It's not about doing more, but about becoming what you want to manifest. Learn to stay on the frequency of trust, even when the evidence hasn't arrived yet. Breathe, align yourself, live in the state of already having what you desire. This is the path to true quantum manifestation.